Hi everybody, my name is Lana and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about books. And I had read 7 books in February, 5 of them were thrillers and they were so good that I decided to share them with you. So let's get started. The reason why 5 of 7 books that I've read in February were thrillers is that I had this specific thrilling mood because February was quite tough month for me, a bit depressive, and whenever I feel a bit down for some reason, I prefer to read some thrillers, horrors, some dark stories, listen to the true crime podcasts, and the reason why is that I believe it makes me realize that actually everything is good in my life. I'm alive, the most important, healthy, young, arguably, have my family around, so I shouldn't worry about some little things that don't go my way. The first thriller that I read in February was A Nearly Normal Family by M.T. Edwardson. By the way, there is a Netflix series based on this book, but I haven't watched it, so can't say anything about it, but I can tell you about the book. Firstly, I need to confess that I love Swedish and Scandinavian thrillers so much, but in my personal opinion, and this one wasn't the best of them. It was very good, but maybe not perfectly great. Anyway, this is a psychological legal thriller about an 18-year-old girl accused of murder. Her seemingly perfect parents try to do whatever it takes to protect her. The story is told in 3 parts from each member of the family: the father, who is a pastor, the daughter, and the mother. Interesting that father in this story keeps telling that they were a normal family until this murder had happened. But after reading first 20, maybe 30 pages, you begin to suspect that they weren't a normal family at all. And also there is a question for me, is there such thing as a normal family? I believe there is not, because everybody has their issues, problems, and nobody actually is normal, like nobody is actually perfect. And who set these standards, you know? So all the members of the family in this book have their secrets that are revealed during the story. It's a slow-burning legal thriller. If you like this genre, you might really enjoy it. The next book of my February reading was Saving Noah by Lucinda Berry, who is the master of psychological thrillers. Lucinda Berry is a former psychologist, so her psychological portraits of the characters are brilliant. I really enjoy her writing. The story is about a woman who finds out that her 15-year-old son molested 2 young girls, and this story is about her son as well, a pedophile technically who is a child himself. Terrifying, intense, and very sad book. The story is about the mother who desperately tries to protect and rescue her child in that way that only mothers can do. The main message of this book for me was that we can't judge anybody until we experience the same thing by ourselves, because we never know what this person feels. In the reviews for this book, I've read that Saving Noah challenges everything we think we know about teenage sexual offenders, and I can't agree more. Highly recommended, just 5 out of 5. The next one was When She Returned by Lucinda Berry again. And again, I gave this book 5 out of 5. This is a story about the woman who had returned to her family after 11 years of absence. She had vanished from a parking lot 11 years ago, leaving behind her husband and little daughter, and now she is back. Well, I wouldn't like to give away any twists, but it appears quite quickly in the book that the cult is involved in the story. Fascinating topic for me, so I was glued to this book, and I was always wondering how people got involved in such kind of things, and mostly importantly, why. So this book gives us one of perspectives why it might happen to the person who seems to have it all. Good family, happy marriage, loving husband, etc. So when she returns, her husband is remarried and her daughter is a teenager now. The whole new world is very weird for her. But the question is, do we get any happy ending here? Is it possible to have a happy ending after all that had happened to her? This is a brilliant psychological story, interesting to follow, quick read, recommended. The next psychological thriller that I read in February was None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. We are following two women, Alex and Josie, who are birthday twins met accidentally in the pub. Shortly after, they start to bump into each other again and again, ended up making a podcast about Josie's life. These two women were born on the same day in the same hospital but have very different lives. Alex is a successful podcaster and Josie is a bit strange woman who wants to change her life. This is the story with unreliable characters, with twists and turns that make you gasp. It's written really well, a plot is unusual, a storyline is gripping. At the same time, I know that many people were disappointed with the ending of the book because it has two possible scenarios that are left open for the reader's interpretation. But for me, it was the main point of this book that everybody has their own truth. It's disappointing from some point, of course, but if you think about it, the truth is never objective because we look at it from different perspectives based on our background, on our past, our life experience. I personally enjoyed the ending. Recommend to read this book to form your own opinion. The last thriller of the month that I've enjoyed so much was The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. I've heard so many contradictory reviews about this book, but I myself wasn't disappointed at all with the story. So there is Amber, self-confident young woman who plans to steal someone's rich and powerful husband. And there is Daphne, the woman whose husband Amber is intent on stealing. And of course, there is Mr. Parrish, the prize. Daphne, from Amber's perspective, has it all: beautiful life, a stateside mansion, expensive vacations, designer clothes, and loving husband. But we always should bear in mind that this glamorous picture almost never is true. We follow the story of success, where one woman gets her dreams come true. But is this really life that she wants, or life that she deserves? I don't really know how to describe the plot without any spoilers, so I just say, fate loves irony. The story is entertaining and addictive, the writing is effortless, the structure of the book is perfect, and this is, by the way, one of the most satisfying endings to the story that I've read recently. That is all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button below, and let me know your opinion in the comment section. Bye bye, see you in the next videos.